99 problems and I still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't covering my cloth, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 problems and I still kept it 100. Yeah, who don't play, 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 who don't play.
Music licensing reimagined.
Play, who don't play, 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 who don't play, 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 who don't. Long time coming, black on the bottom of my feet from running. Cataracts under my eyes from hustling. Going from buying to selling to customers. Run up the business, God is my witness. Turn up the sun up from under the sun that we maxing our limits. My mind running like Tom Cruise on an action movie. Moving the mission, they say that I'm tripping. I've been told I need a vacation, I'm finessing a visit.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. This is Best Bet for UFC 314. We have Alexander Volkanovski going against Diego Lopez, and we have a very special Wednesday night Best Bet stream. So I'll be heading out to Miami on Friday, and I don't want to bring my laptop because then you got to carry it around and risk it getting stolen, and it's just the whole thing. So I wanted to get all the content out on a Wednesday, and here we are. I'm here with Gordo, and we got Effie in the building. We'll start with you, Gordo. Are you looking forward to UFC 314?
Dude, I am. And it feels like just the good old days, back on the channel on a Wednesday, talking fights with you, man. We've thrown it back. I kind of wish we were talking DFS for this card, I'll be honest. I like it a bit more from a DFS perspective, but still think it's fun, still think it's very entertaining, and hopefully we can go out there and give some winning plays here as well. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully able to align with you guys, and excited to talk some fights as always. We're just talking some hockey with any action down here below, so it should be a good card, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. Me as well. We got Effie in the building. What is up? Are you looking forward to UFC 314?
Absolutely, man. I think it's going to be a great card. I already have one bet in with a little bit of CLV, so that's never good. Had that curse, might come and get me here. But, dude, that's cool. You're going to the card, man. That's sick, man. I feel like you're going to have a really good time. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. I love Miami. I love Miami. It's fun. It has two of my favorite things. You got fights, and you have some of the biggest booty Latinas you can find down in Miami. So looking forward to that. Kind of crap the bed with the time slot here. I see that there's like 10 other channels live right now. So I'm not sure how many people are going to show up, but maybe a lot of people are going to watch on the replay. So if you guys are watching on the replay, do me a favor, like the video, leave a comment, and everybody in the live chat, I see you in there. Get the likes up there. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Wednesday. Kind of a short notice stream here. We got Parker, first one in the building with the hurry up. This was at 4:00. This was 4 hours ago. Parker, come on, get some help. We got TH saying, I'm with Joel at the beach. We're waiting for you, Brady. Oh boy. We got Dawson with the Euro. What is up, Dawson? We got Barry McCockiner. Good to see you, Barry. We got Marcelo. We got Chase. Good to see you. Alex saying, I love the show. I love the show too. I love the show too. We got Masters of the Universe Classic. Brady, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Gordon, FE2, hope you are doing good. Hopefully you're doing good. Brady, bring back the Wednesday DFS show. Yeah, potentially in the future. That'd be cool. We'll see. We'll see if our schedules will potentially align. And we got Chase saying, Brady, I've grown so much these last 5 years. I've been following you. This is so professional. It should be featured on ESPN. # Trump 2020. There you go. Appreciate you, Chase. We got Justin as well, and we got Jeff. Good to see you all. All right, let's get into it, guys. So we have 13 fights, right? 13 fights, and the only scary thing about doing this on a Wednesday is, and we haven't seen the weigh-ins yet, and there might be a potential cancellation. If there is, we'll fix it and go from there. But yeah, 13 fights as of now, which means you each will get 3 passes. Okay, so we're going to kick it off with Nora Cornhole going against Haley Cowan. We have Cornhole sitting at -180, Cowan sitting at +155. Very interesting fight. So yeah, this is a fight where, I might accidentally arrive to the arena maybe like 15 to 20 minutes late. You know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of this fight, but maybe you guys are. Maybe you guys like something here. We'll start with you, Gordo. What are you looking at for this fight here?
Dude, that's the thing too. Like I said when the video started, I thought this was a card that, there's some spots that I don't really want to touch too much, but we got only 3 passes, and who knows? So I was really debating whether or not she would play on this one. I don't mind kind of the Nud KO here, just because there's some stuff going on with Cowan. I do think Nud hits her a little harder. There could be some options there. That was something I was very much considering, but we are going to pass on this one. We are going to have a couple brain cells here for once and not chase anything. I think it should be a spot that Krillov should win, but not much value wherever it goes.
All right, Gordo using up one of his 3 passes. Effie, what are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, I don't blame you for passing, dude. For me, I'm going to go Nora decision plus 150 here. For me, the worry is a late finish. I agree with Gordo. I think she hits harder in this fight. But I can see Haley just trying to cage push, again, trying to get these takedowns, not getting them, and running the clock that way, with the judges getting involved in the end and giving it to Cornhole, landing more strikes, letting more volume here. But yeah, not the greatest fight. I agree with you. Probably one you go in line, get a beer, walk around the arena, check it out. Everyone that's going to be cheering in the arena 100% is going to be gambling on this fight. There's no way either of these girls have a ton of fans in the arena.
Or hammered.
There'll be some noise being made here by the gamblers in the arena. But yeah, for me, my first one is going to be Cornhole decision plus 150.
All right. Cornhole decision plus 150 for Effie, and Gordo using up his pass. I'll be passing on this one as well. Although there was a spot that stuck out earlier in the week. So BetOnline had the finish only, also known as the scorecards no action for Cornhole at minus 150. That line made absolutely no sense. It has moved to like minus 190 now, but if people got on that at minus 150, I thought that was kind of a steal. Probably pushes, but you got to believe if there's a finish, it's probably on the Cornhole side. Like Gordo said, a lot of things going on behind the scenes with Haley Cowan. We got Chase saying, I have my phone 100% and my earbuds in. This is really good. There you go. Always good to have your phone on 100%. We got my guy Daz in the building. Good to see you, Daz. OMG, thought the show started fight day. I need to get with the program. This is a one-time thing because I will be in Miami and I don't want to do the show there. I'm close to putting my finger on the, oh my God. Let's move on to the next fight. And it is Marco Tulio going against Tresean Gore. Got Marco Tulio minus 365, Tresean Gore plus 300. Tulio, pretty big favorite here. Effie, what are you liking for this fight here?
Man, I think Tresean Gore gets onside piped in this fight. But I'm actually going to use a pass here, man. I was leaning more towards the over at minus 130, but like I said, I can see him getting onside piped here by Tulio. Shout out to Marco Tulio, active Julio, sipping down Julio.
Hey.
He's dating Norma Dumas, so one big booty Latina is going to be in Miami for you. But yeah, for me, pass on this fight.
There you go. So he's taking the pass on the Tulio fight. Gordo, what are you doing for this fight here?
Honestly, I had pass written down as well, but I also had Cowan written down by KO, so I kind of switched them. I do have a bet on this one, too. If we look at just comparing the resumes of one, like you said, Norma Dumont's boyfriend or a guy who got knocked out by Cody Brundage, that's kind of why the line is where it is right there. It's not really the best thing to talk about here, but still, a spot where I do think that Marco Tulio is going to be the A-side to it. Solid fight camp behind him, solid power, good patience as well when he's not throwing some spinning attacks, but a much better variety. Tresean Gore, I think, came in a little bit too green, has kind of gotten some wins, kind of taken a step up, but still back-to-back guillotine wins doesn't really show me too much. I still have yet to see him really eat a bunch of shots, absorb a lot of damage, and Tulio is going to be the aggressor. Tulio is going to be the one going forward. He's going to be the one throwing more volume out there because Gore only averages 3 strikes landed per minute. So I think Tulio has a lot of these advantages here and will be the one to actually hit the target with his size and athleticism. I did take Marco Tulio by KO. Not the prettiest line. That's why I was hesitant to give it out here, but we'll take the KO shot. I think it was plus 100 last I look. I do think he's able to find the kill shot, and if Cody Brundage can, I think he can too.
Yeah, best price plus 115.
Oh, better than I saw, so we'll take that.
Yep, and I know that because, I'm looking at the same thing. I'm probably going to end up betting the Tulio KO. I haven't yet, just because I was kind of waiting for all the books to get out the lines. Kind of see which had the best price. Yeah, plus 115 looks to be the best price for Tulio. I think that's the most likely scenario here, and I think that KO prop is a lot better than like minus 365 on the dude. So yeah, I like that. I like that KO prop. I think it's a good look. We're not getting the best odds for it, but I think there's probably a reason for that. It's guys saying, what do they know about violence in the women's fights that we don't? Yeah, both these unders in both female fights. Fight goes to decision only minus 190 in the Cowan fight, and then I think the fight goes to decision in the Jandiroba fights only like minus 170. So maybe some potential violence in those. I don't really see it. Maybe the Verna fight. We'll see. Can you stop grunting immediately after saying big booty Latina? Absolutely not. Come on. Appreciate you, Alexis. Good to see you. He's dating Norma Dumont. I hope he gets KO'd and then she dumps. Oh, come on. Why do you wish that? Why do you wish that? Tulio Silva to well, come on. Come on, AJ. Come on. Come on, D'Amato. Come on, Sal. And it's Sal, I want you to be on your best behavior in Miami with these scorecards. Let's get some good scorecards. Who was that? Was it Tony Weeks last week? Tony,
Oh my God.
I hope Tony Weeks isn't there. Tony Weeks, what are you doing? What are you doing, Mr. Tony Weeks? Get some help. Get some help. Have they arrested Tony Weeks yet? Any
That was
word?
insane.
Arrest
Get
Tony
some
Weeks.
LASIK, bro. That's hilarious.
Arrest Tony Weeks. Let's charge him and let's get him what 2 years at least minimum, and then also arrest Kerry Hatley for what he did to Bobby Green.
Oh yeah,
and Jalen Turner. He basically retired Jalen Turner because of that Bobby Green fight. So yeah, let's arrest both Kerry Hatley and let's arrest Tony Weeks and let's get it done very quickly. And Tony's taking a week off. He needs to take weeks off. He needs to take weeks off for that scorecard. That was bad. That was bad. So let's keep moving on here. We have Sumadargi going against Mitropos. We got Medardi minus 175, Mitropos plus 150. We'll kick it to Gordo. What do you like for this fight here?
Yeah, I think we should have ourselves a classic striker versus grappler matchup. You have to address the elephant in the room, which is that big reach advantage for someone like Sumadargi. And I do agree that he probably will have the advantage on the feet, but Mitropos is not going to want to take it there. He's someone who is going to want to get it down to the ground. We have seen that be a weakness for Sumadargi, especially as the fight goes on. I do think that his last fight was an improvement on said takedown defense, but I do think the aggression of someone like Mitropos is going to make it for a very close fight. And I do agree with the line movement. I think that if this was evens, I would maybe consider a shot here on Sumadargi. But the way the line is, give me the dog. I'm a guy who does favor my wrestlers. I'm a DFS player first, so I do like that. But let's take a shot here, Mitropos, and hope he has the aggression and the cardio to really go out there and push a pace on Sumadargi, a guy who's getting older, who's wearing 2 knee braces out there, which is never a good sign too. So I'm hoping for the wrestler to go out there and impose some violence on a guy who is easily taken down.
Yeah, those double knee sleeves, man. The only person that can pull off those double knee sleeves is my girl Verna. She's the only one I've seen pull it off. Other than that, you got those double knee sleeves, you're in for a long night. Effie, what are you doing for this fight here?
Real quick on the double knee sleeves. I had Jamal Hill that day. He fought Jiri. He walked in with double knee sleeves. I was like, oh, I just ripped up my ticket. I was like, no shot. This guy's walking in with double knee sleeves. What's going on? But yeah, man, I agree with Gordo. I could be a total douche here and take Raposo decision or submission, but I'm not going to. I agree, man. I think his wrestling is going to be a key factor in this fight. And Mitch, I've never been really high on him. I'm actually quite low on him as a fighter. I don't think he's very skilled, but he does strike me as someone that can be improving throughout the UFC, like growing up in the UFC, getting better throughout his run. So if he comes out and looking better, like, it will really, really shock me. So for me, my best bet here is my longest odds on the whole card. I'm going Raposo submission plus 700. Really hope this comes home. I just expect him to grapple, and obviously if he doesn't get going, he's probably going to get lit up on the feet. That reach advantage is legit. It's a big problem. But hopefully, he goes in there with some good fight IQ and really tries to get to the mat. And from there, at plus 700, I'm taking my chance here. So give me Raposo submission plus 700.
Yeah, why not, dude? I mean, Sumadarji's been tapped out just time after time after time, and you got to think that's the game plan for Raposo is to grapple here. So I like it. I don't mind the dog shot on Raposo myself. I think he has a couple paths to potentially win this fight. So yeah, Gordo taking the Raposo money line, and Effie getting very aggressive and taking the submission at plus 700. Are you still on the Chandler side? Yes, I am. We'll talk more about that fight later, but it should be an interesting one. Raposo by crotch sniffing decision. I don't even blame Tony Weeks. It was Boris Finney's. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a terrible fight. Woof. He's like, I'm assuming he's liking the dog Raposo. Rest Tony Weeks, agree. Rest all 3 of them. I agree with that. We got Iceland Farts made it. There you go. Good to see you. Mitch sucks. I don't think he sucks. I don't think he had the best debut, but to be fair, that was on short notice against Andre Lima. We got King saying, love you, Brady. Love you too, King. Good to see you. Raposo KO2, but the under at plus money as well. Yeah, I don't mind the under. It's still, the under actually was like plus 205 and has kind of got hit throughout the week. I think there's a couple different ways this could finish. Medardi has a ton of power for the division, and Raposo could potentially win by submission. So yeah, I don't mind the under, although it has been getting smashed. All right. Oh, I got you. Yeah, the dude was, I saw the dude was barking today as well. Moving on, though, to the next fight, it is Mikel Olazechuk going against Cedricus Dumas. We got Olazechuk minus 185. Cedricus Dumas is plus 160. Solid fight here. Well, we'll kick it to Effie. What are you doing for this fight?
Man, it's a tough one. I like Mikel. I think he wins. I think he can hurt Cedricus, especially to the body. But I'm actually going to use another pass here. Do we have 2 passes or 3?
13 fights, so we'll get 3 passes.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Perfect. Yeah, pass for me on this one.
All right, passing on the Olazechuk fight. God, that name's so hard to spell. But yeah, passing on the Olazechuk fight. Gordo, what are you doing for this fight here?
Yeah, I did some write-ups for Establish the Run and Brett this week, and not only did I have to type this, but I had to mention Brundage again in like 4 fights. I don't know what's going on, man. But no, this fight's really fun. I actually do like it. I think that Cedric Dumas has been pretty disappointing so far in the UFC, but I think it gives a different matchup here for someone like Mikel Olazechuk. This guy is 0-3 in 2024. He's on a 1-4 skid, and we can't deny the fact that his ground game has been a huge hole for him. That has been an area where he's had to improve, and he's been caught a few times. But aside from that, when he's on the feet, he is very dynamic, very explosive, works every single level pretty well, great body shots, and he is a fun striker to watch. When he is going out there and he's losing fights, training out his cousin's or brother's basement or whatever he was doing, that's not a good look, right? Now he's over here with the fighting nerds. Now he's going to get some improvement. I like to see him actually put his heart and soul into it. I don't think that can fix his ground game. I think he's still going to have some deficiencies there, but Dumas isn't Kyle Borralho. He's not Jimmy Crute landing 8 takedowns. He's not Kevin Holland in the submission games. He's a guy who can land takedowns, but struggles with control, struggles to keep people there, couldn't advance position on Cody Brundage, who was giving him the world, got taken down 3 times by Dennis Tululin. I think this is Mikel Olazechuk's fight to lose. Of course, it's hard to trust, especially him at chalk, but I think he walks him down. I think he lands big shots. And we have seen Olazechuk continue to break people as the fight goes on. And not only has Dumas been broken, but broken by the likes of Josh Fremd. Disgusting things. So give me Mikel Olazechuk. I was very tempted on the round 3 KO, but it's only plus 900. It's like they're not even giving us 4 digits. So we'll just play boring and just take the KO at plus 135.
KO best price plus 160.
I'm just horrible with my lines today. Just keep helping me.
That's very very bad, very bad. Because I'm on that as well. I like Mikel KO a lot. I think it makes a lot of sense. I'm just not a Dumas guy at all. This guy has just been so disappointing. And somebody left a comment on my video earlier this week. I'm not sure if it's true. I'm almost certain it's not true, but the fact that I even have to question if it's true is pretty hilarious. And he says, not only can Dumas not leave the country, he can't leave the state. He can only fight in Florida. His parole officer corners him, and that's the only reason he can remove his ankle monitor. Is that true? I don't know.
That's a hilarious comment, though. Oh my god! The
fact that I'm even questioning that just goes to tell you about this guy. So yeah, I like Mikel here as well, and I like that KO call. I think it's in play.
I was hoping to give us some better lines on the later props. And again, maybe this will change as the week goes on. It is only Wednesday, but it's like plus 800 round 3, plus 900 round 3. But again, I've been wrong. I'm not wearing the research cool fighting nerd glasses. Maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah, Mikel is a fighting nerd, which I think is pretty cool. Like you said, it's better than training in his garage. It's a lot better. Big step up. Is Mikey O a wash bum? I don't think he is, but he does have a very questionable ground game. In a lot of his career, he was just fighting against like much bigger guys at just the wrong weight class. Cedricus Dumas, yeah, oh yeah. How do you feel about this 5-leg parlay? Diego Lopez, Dan Ige, Patty Pimblett, Yan Xiaonan, Chase Hooper. I like 2 of maybe 3 of those legs. I don't know. A lot of those fights can go either way, but best of luck, man. Gordon has good analysis. I agree. I think he has really good analysis. Is Verna Jandiroba the next champion? No, but I do think she can go out there and beat Yan Xiaonan. I don't know. Her versus Zhang Weili, I think it could end pretty poorly for my girl Verna, but we'll see. I would like to see her fight for a title. I think that'd be pretty cool. All right, let's move on to the next fight. This fight's going to be awesome. We got Juliana Rosa going against Darren Elkins. We got Juliana Rosa minus 325, Darren Elkins plus 275, and I'm looking forward to this one. I'll always be a big fan of Darren Elkins. I'll never forget the time where he posted on his Instagram that he broke everything. He started naming off 5 different injuries. He posted this picture of him at the beach in a wheelchair, right before the TJ Brown fight, and I said to myself, I think even if he comes to the cage in a wheelchair, I think he can still beat TJ Brown. And not only did he beat TJ Brown, he cashed me a round 3 prop. So I'll always be thankful for that. But boy, this dude Elkins probably shouldn't be fighting. So it's a weird fight. But yeah, Gordo, what do you like for this one here?
Yeah, I think this is a really tough fight to break down. If I had another pass, it'd probably be for this one here because it's tough to go out there and count out Elkins. It's even tougher to go out there and trust a guy like Julian Rosa at chalk, considering his history. With that being said, though, the biggest issue of his has typically been the durability and stuff like that. When it comes to fighting an extended fight where there's going to be lots of scrambles, he's a pretty good scrambler. He's a long, lengthy guy. I favor him in the striking of these two here, and he's got a pretty good headlock series as well. The more I thought about this fight here, the more I realized that if Elkin's going to have any success, he's going to be shooting in and trying to make this a barn brawl, trying to make this dirty. And in doing so, he typically gives himself up in bad positions. He is a phenomenal scrambler. There's no denying that. But I do think that him in his takedowns, I saw it over and over again. He put his head into guillotinable positions, and that front headlock series from someone like Rosa is no joke. He does have some pretty lengthy arms there. So let's get cute. Let's go with the submission line here from Rosa. More of a gut feeling than anything. I probably should pass on this one too, but I do think there's going to be opportunities for Rosa to lock that up, and he is very deadly with that submission game. So never fun trusting Rosa at chalk, especially not against a fan favorite like Elkins, but the opportunities will present itself. Is just how bloody will Elkins be is genuinely the question.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Rosa by sub looks like best price plus 410.
Cool.
All right. Effie, what are you doing for this fight here?
Yeah, I agree, man. I'm expecting a lot of blood. Elkins has an insane amount of scar tissue. He gets cut up super easily. For me, the worry here for Juicy, especially at minus 350, minus 340, is accepting bottom and jumping guillotine. He really likes to go for it, like Gordo says, really good front choke series. But I'm actually going to go here with Juicy J to win via decision. I think Darren will get these takedowns. I think that Julian won't get submitted. And then from there, I'm expecting him to land the more visible damage on the feet. I mean, Darren Elkins wears damage horribly. I agree with Brady. I don't think he should be fighting at this point. I mean, both these guys are super old. If this fight were to end inside the distance and win a choppy from either guy here, I think the opportunities will be there. But I think that Julian wins this fight. The line is kind of wide, kind of shocking to me to see that number next to Juicy J. Yeah, but I'm going with Juicy J decision here. I believe I saw plus 160-ish area. Yeah, so for me, that's my pick for this one.
Looks like best price on the Rosa decision is plus 195 there.
Oh, let's go.
It's
Yeah,
not just
like
me.
Yeah, I guess not. But yeah, I mean, you look at the line and it does look wide at first glance. But the more I thought about this fight, the more I think that, how does a Rosa lose, right? By knockout. Is Darren Elkins going to knock him out? I just don't really see it. So I think Julian Rosa should absolutely probably cruise here. And again, I just, watching back some of these Elkins fights, it doesn't look like he should be fighting. Look like a wounded giraffe the entire time against JSP. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, hopefully Elkins hangs him up because this dude's just taking so much damage and not good long term. But we'll see. It should be a fun fight though, nonetheless. I probably won't be betting this fight, but the over 2.5 seems good. Over 2.5 around a pick 'em there. Prices this week, Sabatini. We shall see. Darren Elkins got finished by Cub Swanson. He did. Rosa's going to bust him up. I think so as well. Old guy gassing Juicy's arms out, trying to sub him. Yeah, like Gordo said, the sub is going to be super live. Elkins seems to be unsubmittable, but he did put himself into some very bad spots against Daniel Pineda. And I think Rosa is a lot better than Daniel Pineda. Well, it's good. Eagles. Rosa has a win over Woodson. He does. Third round submission. Bet damage at plus 370. And you cashed out because vanilla. Yeah, I mean, I don't like his chances, but he's one of those guys you can never really count out fully, so we'll see. Okay, moving on to the next fight, we have Chase Hooper going against Jim Miller. We got Chase Hooper minus 900, Jim Miller plus 600. We'll start with you, Effie. What are you doing for this fight here? You have one pass left.
I'm going with the over 2.5 here. I see plus 130, I believe. Could be wrong. I could see Jim Miller, sneakily making this a closer fight than the line indicates. I'm expecting Chase Hooper to win this fight. I wouldn't be shocked if he finishes the 41-year-old Jim Miller. But I'm expecting to go over here. That's my best bet for this fight. I think that Chase Hooper is basically at this point in his career better everywhere. I think he's a better grappler. I think he's a more damaging striker here. But man, that experience from Jim Miller, I mean, I don't want to say durability, but man, he could go through a war to get to the finish line. So I don't think Chase Hooper is just going to throw crazy volume here and getting him out early. If anything, I think the finish comes from somewhere on the mat, whether it's gets him out and ground and pounds him out, or gets the back and locks it up, submission here. But I'm going with the over 2.5 here. And I believe I saw plus 130. So if it's worse or better, then yeah, I'll take it. So give me the over 2.5 for this fight.
Yep, plus 130. I see the best price as well. Gordo, what are you doing for this fight here?
I think it's going to be a fun one. I personally am going to use my second pass on this one. I just think as much as I like Chase Hooper, and I think he's going to be the younger fighter who's going to force these grappling exchanges and should go out there, there is a wide variety of outcomes that I wouldn't be surprised happening, whether it be Hooper getting him out of there early, tiring him down, winning by decision, or even the win condition for Jim Miller, in my opinion, is probably early damage. I mean, Chase Hooper not only goes out there and gets hit pretty often, but he also sticks his head into guillotines. He is good enough to get out of them, but I think that it's hilarious to have Jim Miller round one at plus 2,000. So if I had to give a play, it would probably be that one for some fun sprinkles, but I did pass on that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy considering that's probably his best win condition there is that round one plus 2K. And then Eagle said the KO one, which I'm assuming if the round one is plus 2,000, the KO one is probably something ridiculous. Yeah, plus 3,000.
Said it was 3. Yeah.
Yeah, plus 3,000 for the KO one. That's personally how I think he wins. Would be because Jim Miller still has a ton of power. Like we've seen him knock guys out, or like a guillotine. But he's a big dog. I think for a reason here. Yeah, plus 3,000 surprised me. Had to sprinkle it. Why not? On the feet, Chase Hooper, although I think he's durable, this dude is very hittable still. The striking's still a work in progress. And Chase Hooper is getting better and better, and he's got a chin. Yep, and I think that's kind of why we're seeing him minus 1,000 just about here. He's the much younger guy. I think he's looking like an absolute killer lately, but Jim Miller is a savvy veteran, so we'll see. All right, let's keep moving on here. We have Verna Jandiroba going against Yan Xiaoan. We got Verna Jandiroba minus 145, Yan Xiaoan plus 125. We'll start with you, Gore. You each have one pass left. What are you liking for this fight here?
This will actually be my only non-plus money play on the entire card. We'll go with some Verna Jandiroba. I've said it a couple times already this show. When it comes to striker versus grappler matchups, the DFS player in me prefers the grapplers. And I think that although Yan Xiaoan's got some phenomenal hand speed, is a fantastic boxer, I think Jandiroba is a more physical fighter. I think she's going to have more opportunities to work in the clinch, and I do think she can win minutes based off her ground game. And I think that the biggest X factor here is probably that huge advantage she has on the ground. It was only a while ago that it was Zhang Weili and Carla Esparza dominating her down there. I know that is potentially, reaching too far back, and I know that Yan Xiaoan is making those improvements, but if I had to pick an outcome in this one, I think the biggest X factor does belong to Verna Jandiroba, and I do think she has the physicality to dominate in that area. I'm just picking her to win on the money line. I think there's a wide variety of outcomes, but one non-plus money play this week.
All right, taking the Verna Jandiroba. What was that?
That was close.
What was close?
Nothing, actually. Nothing.
I was waiting for you to finish up your thoughts. I don't want to interrupt. Yep.
No, of course.
Yep. So taking the Verna Jandiroba money line, my girl Verna Jandiroba. Effie, what are you doing for this fight here?
Going with Jandiroba decision plus 190 here. I do think that she wins this fight, and to me, like Gordo said and YouTube Brady, like the grappling gap here is just so significant. But on the feet, man, I like Yana as a striker, man. She's dangerous. She throws a ton of volume, a lot of dynamic striking from her. It's just a matter of does she get the submission once he does get her down and gets her wrapped up. And honestly, she probably does. But I'm going here. I think she is able to get out. It's just a tough one, man. This is a passable fight, but I'm not going to. I'm going to actually play a play here. I'm going to go with Jandiroba decision plus 190 here. And I like her as a fighter, man. I think she's good. I think that grappling is really good. Her jiu-jitsu is really good. And we've seen, Yan get taken down. Once her shoulder blades are on the mat, she's not getting up, dude. Like, it's pretty bad. So one takedown could be the round. That's kind of what I'm hoping for here. And she just doesn't get the submission, so I could hit this bet. So give me Jandiroba decision plus 190.
Yep, I actually played the double chance Verna submission or decision. Kind of got a little bit greedy, but wanted a better price tag on the money line, so I got that at minus 130. Just don't really see a knockout. Kind of lean decision myself, but a submission wouldn't shock me. So yeah, Effie taking the Verna Jandiroba decision, Gordo taking the Verna money line. Looks like we're all three in alignment on that one there. Verna's about to milk Jan. Yeah, potentially could milk her. And I was looking at like the props for Verna. Like the sub prop isn't that great. Plus 240 looks like best price. Typically you can get those Verna sub props at much better prices. Like, remember, it didn't hit, but I remember betting Verna by sub plus 500 against Kanaka Murata, where she broke her arm, ended up being a knockout, doctor stoppage. But yeah, looks like the sub prop, they're all over it this week. All right, looks like we are at the featured prelim here, and that is going to be Sean Woodson going against Dan Ige. We got Sean Woodson, who is minus 160, Dan Ige plus 140. We'll start with you, Gordo. What are you liking for this fight here?
Well, I'm a big Sean Woodson fan in general. I have unintentionally been at a lot of his fights. He just somehow always seems to be fighting on, if I'm there, whether it's in Toronto and I'm watching him fight there, whether it's in St. Louis and I'm watching him fight there. However, I was also there in Salt Lake City where I saw him pretty much get knocked out again, but it was by an illegal knee, and then was able to fight to a draw there. And I think that's still something that's going to be interesting here because I do think he's getting a step up in competition. Dan Ige is someone who may not have the same range and length as someone like Sean Woodson, but does hit very hard, is a very competent boxer, and can fight a very solid pace for a few rounds. And I think this is going to be a very, very entertaining fight. I think it's going to be moments versus minutes with the range of Woodson versus the power and the optics of someone like Dan Ige. In a spot like this, I'm tempted to play the dog. As much as I just said how much I like Sean Woodson, he is there to be hit. I do think he can be controlled at certain spots there as well. And then Ige is a force to be reckoned with. I think we're going to get greedy here, and we are going to play the KO prop on Ige. I just think that although Woodson has really good really good defense, and he hasn't yet to be hit that often, I have seen him dropped, I have seen him hit, and taking a step up in competition against a guy with the power of 50K Ige, we get a decent price. I think I saw. Actually, I don't even want to talk about what price I saw because apparently there's better ones out there. So why don't you tell me what price they were?
I could tell you. Ige KO plus 460.
And I think that is a solid win condition for a guy who will hit hard and a guy who hasn't wobbled there. I think if Woodson's going to win, it's probably using his jab, using his distance, and using his range, to win the fight. So give me that KO prop. I was going to play the finish only, but it's like minus 200, which is no juice left in the bone.
I still think there is actually juice left in the bone on that. Maybe not for the show, but that finish only for Ige is still not bad. Yeah. I think that should be a lot wider. I just don't see Woodson finishing him. But yeah, KO prop probably his path plus 460. And I'm the same way, dude. Same thing. Like I'm always at Woodson fights. Like I'm gonna be watching him this weekend, and then I watched him at Tampa, and I actually had a bet on Fernando Padilla finish only against Sean Woodson that night, and he proceeded to completely destroy Padilla. I was like, what just happened? So hopefully it works out this time around.
Effie,
what do you know
about it? Yeah. The more I think about it, I probably come off as much kind of a creeper. I also saw him in Nashville when he fought there as well. And then he's from the St. Louis area. So I saw him at Costco and I'm like, hey, talked to him for a few minutes. Super nice guy. And he was like, hey, we got my fight. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, this one? I'm like, that one too. Yeah, that one too. This guy probably thinks I follow him everywhere. I'm sorry, Sean Woodson. I'm sorry. You're such a nice guy, and I'm picking you to get knocked out, man. I wish you the best.
Oh, yeah.
It's horrible.
Hopefully he's not watching the show, but we'll see. Effie, what are you doing for this fight?
Yeah, Gordo's play I really like, man. Earlier in the week, I was looking at Dan Ige as one of the only dogs to bet for me, but ultimately, I picked Sean Woodson, and I picked him to win via decision. So that's going to be my best bet here. Woodson decision plus 115. And like you guys were saying, I just think the volume and the output from Woodson is going to be the difference here. Like you were saying, the moments versus minutes. And that's exactly how I see it as well. I mean, I think Woodson obviously will be the minute winner here, and the moments coming from Dan Ige. And I think Masters of the Universe commented, Woodson moves really well, and I think that's going to be the story of the fight. I think he's going to be moving laterally. I'm expecting Ige to be the one chasing him, tries to close the distance, trying to pin him against the cage on that warning track and trying to land a big shot. And yeah, also Dan Ige can probably mix in some takedown attempts, but I just don't know if he's going to get him. Historically, Woodson's shown to have very good, takedown defense, especially against the cage. And just the low volume from Ige at times kind of worries me just on a straight money line bet. But I definitely can see the path, man. He's fought higher level guys, has beaten higher level guys, and seems to always win when he gets a step down in competition. So just the size, volume here kind of makes me believe it's going to go to the cards. And from there, I do think that Woodson's volume is going to be the difference. So for me, it's going to be Sean Woodson decision plus 115.
Yep, and I think those are probably the two most likely outcomes. Either Sean Woodson, does the better work with the volume, or Dan Ige lands that big shot and touches the chin of Sean Woodson, who we have seen hurt before by much lesser fighters. So we'll see. Woodson and Ige, potential fight of the night. Yeah, potentially. The problem is there's just so many options for fight of the night. Like, it's hard to kind of pick one. Like, I think Elkins or Rosa, like that could be any Elkins fight could be fight of the night. Like like Reyes Krillov could be fight of the night. Krilov's fights are always insane. Patty Pimblett, Chandler could be fight of the night. There's a lot of options for fight of the night, and Woodson Ige is one of them. Hope I didn't miss I think he missed like two of them. Dan Ige knows he can't distance strike. I like his IQ. Yeah, the dude's a veteran. He's been around. He's fought great competition. Dan Ige is the dog of the week. Hit the body, Dan. Hit the body, crack or rib. There you go. They never give out fight of the nights anymore. Can't remember the last time they did. I think they still do, but yeah, the last couple cards I think have been doing like performance bonuses. So we'll see. All right, so what we'll do now is those were the prelims there. We're going to do a quick recap of these prelim bets, make sure we got everything correct. And we'll start with Gordo, who's passing on the Cornhole fight. He's taking Marco Tulio by knockout plus 115, taking Mitropos moneyline plus 150, Olazechuk by KO plus 160, Julian Rosa by submission plus 410, passing on the Hooper fight, taking Verna Jandiroba minus 145 on the money line, and taking Dan Ige by knockout at plus 460. Gordon, does that look correct thus far?
It does, and it looks like we're cheering for some violence.
There we go. And by the way, any card I go to, it's always just very violent. Like the Tampa card had like 9 finishes. I went to UFC Austin. That was the card where it was like 10 finishes, like back to back to back to back. Yeah, so it seems like any card I go to, it's always very violent. So I'm hoping that trend continues. Heck yeah. So yeah, Effie, you're taking Cornhole decision plus 150, passing on the Tulio fight. You're taking Mitropos by submission plus 700. Passing on the Olazechuk fight, you're taking Julian Rosa by decision plus 195. The Hooper Miller over 2.5 plus 130. Verna Jandiroba decision plus 210. And then Sean Woodson decision plus 115. Is all that look correct?
Yes, sir.
And all right, sounds good. Ige is consistent. He's consistent. He's inconsistent because look at the level of competition. Like whenever he fights like the top guys, yeah, he's going to lose. But you know, whenever he takes that step down, he does win a lot of these fights. He has like 9 decision losses, but they're to like some of the best guys, right? Like Evloev, Korean Zombie, Calvin Cater, you name it. You name it. All right, let's move on to this main card though. Before we do so, if you guys could smash a like button, pipe it up. Let's get those likes up. Do appreciate you all hanging out on a Wednesday night, and also appreciate the people catching it on a replay, as I'm assuming most will. All right, we have Nikita Krillov going against Dominic Reyes. We got Krillov, who is minus 176, Dominic Reyes plus 151. Money has came in on Dominic Reyes throughout the week. He was high as plus 175. Let's start with Effie. What are you doing for this main card opener? Should be a fun fight here.
Oh, absolutely, man. As Brady says, I believe someone's going to get milked in this fight. And I'm hoping it's not Dominic Reyes because that's who I'm picking here. I'm going with the best line available for Dominic Reyes. The chin, clearly, obviously a worry here. You know, the durability, the Ryan Spann knockout, you just can't ever forget that. Just a straight jab puts him out. Really kind of like a ton of bricks. He just crumbles like nothing. The other knockouts, you know, that he was, you know, went on a run and getting, those are more like really damaging strikes, like the Jiri spinning knockout elbow. I mean, that's going to knock out anybody. But here, I don't see Krillov, you know, taking him down super easily throughout the fight. Obviously, he's gonna have to be worrying about these leg kicks, high leg kicks, and Krillov just knocks out everybody. Man, he's super powerful, and it's kind of a perfect recipe if you're gonna take him to win via knockout against someone who is shown to have durability issues in Dom. But I think, you know, he's bounced back, man. I still have faith with him. I don't think he's a completely washed bum at this point. So for me, I'm going with Dominic Reyes plus, well, I think 150 you said, or whatever the best line available is.
It looks like plus 160 there, best price on Reyes on Caesar Sportsbook. So,
nice.
Yep, Effie taking the Dominic Reyes money line. Gordo, what are you doing for this fight here?
You know, and I get that. The longer this fight goes, the more there could be some potential upside on someone like Reyes. I think that you also have to factor in the layoff for someone like Krillov. We don't know what he's going to come out there and do. But what we have seen historically from Nikita Krillov is aggression, willing to take one to give a couple back. He will go out there, look to throw the kitchen sink at you, and he's very aggressive in doing so. And when you pair someone with aggression and power against someone who we still have that connotation in their mind of them being knocked out early in the past, I think a win condition here for Krylov of getting that early knockout pays pretty good considering what his money line is. I think the later this fight goes, he probably won't look minus 183 in a decision or something that gets extended. But you know what does pay pretty well is that round 1 KO. I saw plus 800 recently this morning on an Akila Krillov KO. So I think that is a very solid win condition. I think that is something that if he is going to win and live off that price tag, that's probably what he's going to do, is be the aggressor early on and look to hit that chin. And I think a win condition like that is something that it's hard to really look past. And I will be taking that on someone like Nikita Krylov. I'm not rushing to parlay the money line, but I will take a shot on some early upside.
Yeah, why not? Like if Ryan Spann can do it, anybody can do it, right? So, yeah, I don't hate that. Plus 800 is not bad. I kind of like the under. Well, the under 1.5's been getting smashed today, it looks like, but under 1.5 was plus 140, now plus 105. I think the fight won't start round 3. I see like minus 116. I don't mind that. I think somebody is probably getting served here. It's a Krillov fight, which means it's going to be just chaos. This guy fights like his hair's on fire. See, I like an under more so than a side here on this one. Brady, you will love this card. Miami always brings the heat. It does, man. It does. Krillov is the lock of the night. Don't overthink it. I don't know about lock. Like, this guy is taking a big layoff. I think he's coming off of, he got hurt, right? Like some type of surgery, right? Like
Shoulder.
Was it a shoulder? Shoulder?
Yeah. That I remember.
So that's not great, but we'll see. Reyes will make this look easy. People forget, man. We'll see. You know, he made it look easy against Jacoby, made it look easy against Anthony Smith, but this is definitely a tougher matchup than those. Krillov taking too much time off ain't good. Yeah, it's not. It's not good. Lopez is a lock. We'll see. We can't wait to talk about that fight. All right, let's keep moving on, guys. We have Yair Rodriguez going against Patricio Pitbull. We got Rodriguez minus 194, Pitbull plus 169. I think it's another really fun fight here. We'll start with you, Gordo. What are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, I think it's also going to be a pretty fun fight. I would like to see, Pitbull come in a bit earlier in his career, because I do think he was a very exciting fighter, but still a guy who looks to have some decent energy still at his age. Still someone who is going to be very aggressive, and still someone who has a pretty well-rounded skill set to compete in this division. I think he's going to make for some pretty fun matchups, and I am looking forward to it. I do think that at this point here, though, it is only right in my opinion, to make Yair the favorite here. I do think he has more volume. I think he's going to be able to dictate the range, and we just haven't seen Pitbull go out there, be the aggressor in the takedowns enough to make him the favorite here. I think that Rodriguez not only has shown the level of competition, but the volume and the striking from the outside. So I think it's a firefight. I think that the most likely outcome in my eyes is probably a Yair by volume decision, and that'll be my bet here. I've been betting a lot of violence, so let's bring it back to earth here with the decision win. I still think that the over has probably some viability to it, but we're going to stick with the Yair Rodriguez decision.
Yeah, Yair. I'm not on mute, am I?
No,
you're good.
No,
Okay.
I'd call you out, man.
I know, because I was looking at my other screen here. So Yair by decision is plus 140 best price.
Perfect.
All right, so Gore taking the non-violence route, taking a Yair by decision, volume-based. Effie, what are you doing for this fight?
I'm going over 2.5. My only minus, I guess you could say, money bet here. I think I see minus 145. I think it goes over. I agree with Gordon, man. If it does go the distance, I do think that Yair wins this fight. I do think he should be the rightful favorite. But sometimes these Bellator dudes just come over and they look really, really good in their first couple fights. Like MVP really impressed me against Kevin Holland. I mean, Michael Chandler, obviously, with Dan Hooker. I mean, but those are just completely different matchups, right? Like, at this point, Patricio's getting up there in age. And like what Gordo said, like, if you watch the tape on this guy, he's not really pressing the wrestling as much as you would like to see. Like, he's a good grappler. He has very good top control, but it's not really showing in his most recent fights. And that's something that I believe that he should definitely try to do in this fight, man. Yair throws a ton of volume, a ton of dynamic strikes, can go out both stances. Those kicks he throws are super fast. I love his question mark kick. And yeah, man, it's tough. Minus 200, minus 224, I see on your screen right here. That's a little bit too much for me. I do think that it could be a relatively close fight. So for me, I'm just going to go with the over 2.5 at minus 145.
Yeah, I mean, I would maybe look towards Pitbull as an underdog if I did see more wrestling from the dude, but just haven't seen him wrestle a lot in like years. It's been a couple years since we've seen him do that. 37 years old, hasn't really looked all that impressive his last couple fights. So yeah, I wish he would have showed up maybe a couple years ago. So Yair probably does handle him here. Effie taking the over 2.5, and Gordo taking the Yair decision plus 140. Yair will overwhelm him with his frantic pace. Would have to be early though, because he can gas. Yeah, Rodriguez can slow down. He definitely can slow down. How could you wear those demonic glasses, Brady? They're just glasses, man. They're prescription. Come on. All right, let's move on to The next fight, speaking of demonic, we got Gene Silva going against Bryce Mitchell. We got Gene Silva minus 250, Bryce Mitchell plus 210. The battle of mental illness. Gordo, what are you doing for this fight here?
I think this fight has been absolutely, let's say, I think this fight's going to live up to the hype. I'm really excited for this one. It should be a great one. And sorry, I'm thinking to myself, we got this one buddy in my class, great dude, likes Bryce Mitchell. As a fighter, not political views, just likes him as a fighter. And it's just hilarious because he is a diehard UFC fan. He loves Bryce Mitchell. And we got these casuals, these boys who just come over to watch the fights, who've just been barking at him all week, just barking at him, just like emulating John Silva. And people are probably like, what's going on? That's John Silva. This man is an absolute psychopath. He's 1 second he's crying, then he's just like, and he's just emoting in the middle of the cage, and then he's knocking someone's head off, then he's barking. Like, the range of emotions on this dude is just terrifying. He's a sociopath. I don't know, but it's been pretty fun. I completely understand the line movement coming in on Bryce Mitchell because there is a clear path to victory. If you're being taken down by Charles Jourdain, a Canadian, I can say Canadian, that's not a good thing, right? So I do think there is a potential path to victory for someone like Bryce Mitchell to go out there and be the best wrestler that John Silva's fought. However, it's up to me. I think the most likely outcome is probably John Silva finds that off switch, probably gets the demons out of him in one way or another. But I did use my my third and final pass on this fight. A lot of rambling for nothing. But it should be a fun fight. I'm just excited to watch it as a fan and scare the neighbors with some barking.
Yeah, we might see the first exorcism in the UFC octagon on Saturday. We'll see. It's this should be a fun one. I don't have a bet on this fight yet, but I don't know. I think it'll be a fun one to watch. Effie, what are you doing for this fight?
Yeah, there was a few spots that I was really thinking about here. I mean, obviously Bryce Mitchell sub plus 700 really stuck out. He's a very good grappler, man. I know everyone doesn't like him and all the crazy stuff he's saying, and obviously rightfully so. Like, screw him. I hope he gets knocked out into another dimension in this fight. But even then, like, Silva decision plus 300 also stuck out to me. He's probably going to be defending a ton of takedowns here. A lot of moments, just trying to get away, trying to get his hands separated, trying to, disengage here from Bryce Mitchell. And like, Gordo said, there is tape on this guy getting out grappled and making really bad decisions against someone like Charles Jourdain, who is definitely not the type of grappler that Bryce is. One thing that stuck out to me in those sequences was the takedowns and those grappling exchanges came from kicks when Silva was throwing. He loves to throw those powerful kicks to the body. So the opportunities to be taken down here will be there, and they will present themselves for Bryce. So ultimately, though, I had to go with sort of like a lazy pick, you can say. I'm going Gene knockout plus 100. I think ultimately he does eventually catch the chin of Bryce and puts him out, man. Dan Ige had this guy's eye like completely shut. And even then, though, like, there was moments in that Dan Ige fight where Dan Ige had him in full guard, and somehow against the cage, Bryce Mitchell ends up on the back. Like, he gets a body lock, like he locks the legs, and I was like, what just happened? I mean, he's a good grappler, man. He's definitely sophisticated on the mat, or, regardless of what he says outside the cage. But yeah, I'm going with Gene Silva. It's one of those where we're all going to be rooting for it, right? So hopefully we can all, see Bryce Mitchell get flatlined here and maybe wake up and realize the earth is round. So give me Gene Silva, KO plus 100.
It looks like plus 120 for the KO.
Oh, perfect.
Which, I think that's a solid line if you're on the Silva side, especially. Like, you got to believe if he's winning this fight, more often than not, he is knocking out Bryce Mitchell. Yeah, I think I might just stay away from this fight. I can see it playing out a couple of different ways. I think the most likely outcome, though, is that Silva knockout. Silva's gonna clap Mitchell's cheeks. Oh God! Throw him a bone. Woof woof. Let's see. Bryce Mitchell will end up on Jerry Springer. I don't know. Didn't Jerry Springer pass, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's passed.
Rest in peace, Jerry Springer. I was a big fan of Jerry in his show. All right, let's move on to the good stuff. It is the co-main event. It is Paddy Pimblett versus Michael Chandler. We got Paddy Pimblett minus 150. Michael Chandler is plus 130. And it looks like, Gordo, you have 0 passes left, so you can't pass on this co-main event. What is your best bet?
Try and stop me. No, I'm kidding. I think this is another very fun fight. I am also a big fan of Paddy and his entertainment and his antics inside the cage. And I have been lucky enough to win some robberies with him and bet on him in the past. And I think this just makes it for a appropriate but very big step up in competition. Paddy is for sure going to have an advantage to go out there and utilize his grappling. It's what he's best at. He's a scouser. He's also pretty durable, so we know he's not getting knocked out, or at least he says. But I do think this is a very big step in competition. It's one thing being evens and losing striking stage at Bobby Green's to going up against someone who is as powerful as Michael Chandler. And we can all make all the jokes we want about, Luigi Vengermini knocking the chin of someone like Paddy Pimblett a couple of years ago as well. But I just think that in a big step up like this, Paddy Pimblett is pretty isolated towards that submission, that control path to victory, because the longer the fight goes, you're not really be sold on Paddy's cardio. I think he gets probably lit up in the striking here as well. And, we just saw Michael Chandler go out there and survive with Charles Oliveira on his back for a while. Who's to say that Paddy Pimblett's going to be the guy to finish him out here as well? So although I do think the path to victory is viable for someone like Paddy, I do think he has the opportunity to do that. I mean, if Poirier can choke you out, probably Paddy can as well. But I do think that at this point in time, it's a bit unjust to make Paddy the favorite, considering Chandler's advantages in the striking, the cardio, the level of competition, and just the pure physicality. I know Paddy's a big dude, but Chandler's explosive, and I think it's going to make for a fun fight. The issue you do have picking Chandler all the time, though, is him prioritizing entertainment over winning fights. So you do have that risk, but I am willing to play into it. I'm willing to take the dog shot here in a very entertaining matchup. I do think the longer the fight goes, the more striking changes, it does favor Chandler. Let's hope he's got some hunger left in him, because I do think it should make it for a fun fight. And we know that Paddy's hungry. You see him in that offseason. He can eat. But I think that it allows for a pretty good matchup, giving Michael Chandler.
So best price on that Chandler money line is plus 130. Effie, you have one pass left. Are you using that pass here, or are you going to use it on the main event?
I'm passing on this one, man. I am also, though, of the mindset that Chandler will win this fight. He's just one of those guys where he's like the worst to bet on and against. Like, you're betting on the guy, he's looking good, he can rock anyone at any moment, but then he goes out there and makes just the worst fight IQ decisions. One thing that Gordo said that I really agree with is that he strikes me as someone that's an entertainer and not someone out there that's trying to win and advance toward the belt. He's really trying to please the fans, kind of like Kevin Holland. And if you're betting against him, it's like worrisome. Your heart's racing at any moment. It feels like he can knock out the dude you bet on. So he's looked good against high-level fighters. He's obviously gotten cracked. The durability here is a worry here for Michael Chandler. He is quite hittable, and as the fight goes, you just see him breathing way heavy. Like, his body language isn't the best as the fight extends. This is a 5-round fight, so if it was a 3-round fight, I'd be feeling way more confident in Chandler here. The long layoff does worry me. The step up in competition worries me for the Paddy side. I honestly don't think that Paddy is all that good, guys. But if he wins this fight, it'll definitely be the biggest win of his career. I saw on Embedded, he's had children recently. He's a new father, so he's taking everything way more seriously, and hopefully that helps him in this fight. But ultimately, I did think that Chandler was going to win this fight. He was my pick when I made my video this week, but I'm going to use my final pass here. I think it's a good fight, great fight, exciting fight. Best walkout in the UFC, in my opinion, Paddy Pimblett. But I can't get involved in this one. So I'm just going to watch as a fan, enjoy this fight, and yeah, use my final pass.
Oh, dude, it's going to be crazy at the arena during this freaking walkout.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be like 10 beers deep, and then all of a sudden you're going to hear the dun, 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Oh God!
Yeah.
Oh
fire.
God!
You got the wig in time for that?
Oh, I got this wig. It's supposed to be a Diego Lopez wig, but my Paddy wig's not going to show up in time for the fights.
I have one. I used to have one, a blonde wig,
which maybe is a good thing, because I don't really want to wear a wig to the fights, which can be uncomfortable. But yeah, it's gonna be good. I don't know what to do with this fight. I just have a weird feeling about this fight. Like, I think Chandler absolutely should win this fight, but I don't know. I got a weird vibe for this one. One spot that kind of sticks out is Chandler. They have Chandler KO in rounds 1, 2, or 3 at plus 410. Whoa. I think that's interesting. I think it's very interesting. Paddy Pimblett, very hittable, chin up in the air. Chandler's most dangerous early on. So that KO 1, 2, 3 at plus 410. I think that's kind of the only thing that draws my interest. Was thinking maybe about the under at first, and then I don't really like the under because I don't know. I don't really see Pimblett having a ton of success taking down Chandler. I think if this fight hits the mat, it's Chandler making a big giant mistake, like kind of Bobby Green did. See, I feel like Chandler should win. I don't know. I just have a weird vibe about this fight. So I don't know if I'm going to play it, but the only thing that really sticking out at this point is that Chandler KO 1, 2, 3. What do you guys like in the chat for this one? Michael IDDQ. What does that mean?
No
I don't-
idea.
I don't get it. Patty the 6 Beetle, yes. Yes. Chandler ITD. Just take the KO. Well, what is so the Chandler KO in general is plus 290. Inside the distance plus 200. Yeah, I don't think Chandler's subbing Patty, so I would take the KO, I think. Or like I said, the KO 1, 2, 3. If this fight reaches like the 4th round, I don't know if anybody's getting a finish. I think if it reaches like the 4th round, the fight probably goes the distance. They're probably just too tired to finish each other. Chandler will win. Hungry Chandler for the win. Chandler is too dumb to beat anybody who is not washed. Shama best walkout in the UFC. Yeah. He's definitely up there. Shout out Liang Na, agreed. Chandler will be 39. Yes, he is getting up there in age. Pimblett by decision. I could potentially see that. Maybe it's a close fight, and if it's a close fight, we know who the scorecards are going to. Let's see. Patty's in braids again, or is he doing the bowl cut? Probably the braids, right?
Probably.
The braids.
Can you rock the braids?
Can who?
Can you?
No.
You said who?
Absolutely not,
bro. Look at me. Definitely not rocking no braids over here.
I don't think any of us are rocking the braids.
Not anymore, no.
Oh, I'm new here. Shout out to Mushroom MMA. He's brand new to the channel. Oh. Mushroom, you've been here for years, dude. Come on. What is Patty decision plus 1,000? Yeah, those Patty decision props are huge. Patty decision
profile picture.
I think it might be Patty decision plus 1050. Plus 1050. I don't know. I'm not sure Pimblett finishes Chandler. Like Oliveira couldn't submit him. Poirier and Gaethje couldn't knock him out. So I don't know. Why are people calling these demonic glasses? I'm kind of feeling awful now. I don't want to. Because
John Silva cursed Bryce Mitchell, bro. Come on.
He has demons, remember?
I don't think he has demons. I just think he's what's the word? I think he has some serious issues. I think he definitely has some serious issues. Is it demons? I don't know.
Hey, you heard it from Bryce Mitchell. He was dreaming about pretty women, gorgeous women, and that had to be caused by John Silva.
I guess so. But maybe I need to get rid of these glasses. Over 2.5 in the co-main. I don't know. This total. I think you can make cases for both sides. Where do you guys lean in terms of the 2.5? Over, under?
I actually was looking at the fight starts round 3 just because of the scouser durability of Patty and the fact that Chandler has been so defensively sound. But it could really go either way. I could see a multitude of outcomes, especially considering Patty does have a pretty good squeeze, and we have seen Chandler submitted before, so I wouldn't be that surprised, especially considering Chandler probably hit hard as well. I lean towards the over, but no play for me.
Yeah, the over is a tricky one. Oh, the total is a tricky one for me. All right, let's talk about Monk liking the over. Let's talk about this main event before we do. So if you guys could smash the like button, pipe it up. Let's get those likes up. Do appreciate everybody hanging out. A couple announcements. I will be getting out my betting breakdown video tomorrow. Going to record that late tonight. That'll be out tomorrow. And then there will be no Friday Final Thoughts live stream because I will be in Miami hanging out with some big booty Latinas. Yes. Hopefully my wife didn't hear that. I think I'm okay. I think I'm all right. All right. Main event. It is Alexander Volkanovski going against Diego Lopez. We got Volkanovski minus 130, Diego Lopez plus 110. Let's start with Effie. What are you doing for this fight?
Yeah, for me, it came down to either Volk decision or Diego inside the distance. And I landed on Diego inside the distance, man. I think it's his time. Volkanovski here can definitely outpoint him, use that jab, stay away, use those low leg kicks here, and really make Diego work. But I just think that once Diego lands clean, man, I just don't really like the reactions from Volkanovski. Like, he looked good against Ilya in that first round, the beginning of the second as well. But when he gets backed up against the cage now, we've seen it multiple times. Man, he can get, enclosed there. And I think that Diego has enough striking, has enough long-rangey, damaging punches to really hurt Alex in this fight. I actually do have a moneyline straight bet on Diego at plus 120. The line's kind of closed in a little bit now, but I'm expecting some money to come in late here on Volk. He's getting up there in age, and I can see Diego submitting him. I know, Alex has Craig Jones in his corner. He's had him for a while. He has Frank Hickman, a good wrestling coach as well. He's definitely a sophisticated grappler, man. The fact that he got out of those Ortega chokes was just absolutely insane. I still don't know how he got out of those. But yeah, man, I'm going with Diego. I think he finishes him in this fight. It's probably going to have to come early, or if not, it's probably not happening. So for me, it's going to be a plus 175 Diego inside the distance. I will say I love the fact that Diego got some work in with David Taylor over at Oklahoma State. He's one of the best American wrestlers to ever live. That's one of the most weirdest, randomest connections I've ever seen. When I saw he was working with him, I was like, what the hell? How did this happen? I don't know if DC got involved or what, but love to see that. Yeah, give me Diego Lopez at plus 175 inside the distance.
Looks like plus 180 best price for Lopez inside the distance there. Gordo, what are you doing for the main event?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I do know what I'm picking. I got a question for you though, Brady. I know you're a big musical genius. You got a whole lifetime ahead of you of singing. What are your thoughts on Volk's latest skit and his lyrical side hustle as well?
Yeah, I'm not too happy with him. The dude's stealing my bit. I'm the guy that sings. I'm the guy that puts wigs on. I did that first. Volkanovski, you're stealing my bit. He just keeps stealing my bit. I'm the first one that's saying that tonight will be the night that I will fall for. I did that 2 years ago. I put on a blonde wig, and now all of a sudden he's singing that song. He's singing songs. He's wearing wigs in his thing. So yeah, I'm not too happy with it. I didn't think it was funny. He's stealing my bit. And I will sue. I will have to sue and take legal action because he keeps stealing my bit. Like I have multiple wigs. I did it first.
So you're hiring Diego Lopez to take him out then?
Something like that.
I don't know. Jokes aside, it's so tough for this one to break down because I'm gonna be completely frank with you guys. I think that Alex Volkanovski is the much better fighter. I think he way more technically sound, the way better minute winner, way better level of competition. I think he's got better pace, better proven cardio, and he's a guy who just is able to strike at a way higher level technically. However, when a big dude hits hard and you're older and getting knocked out, sometimes that doesn't always matter. And I do have to acknowledge the fact that Lopez is very live to go out there with my knockout. As much as I think Volkanovski is the better fighter, Lopez is still a solid play on DraftKings because he can go out there and land the big shot. However, until I see it happen in my own eyes, I cannot let an Ilya Tapora loss and an Islam Makhachev loss distract me from the fact that Alex Volkanovski was still at one point considered one of the best people in this division to ever go out there, who has put on striking master classes for rounds and rounds, who has dealt with a lot of other big power threats in his career. I am on the Alex Volkanovski side of things. And again, I'm a huge Holloway fan, so enemy territory, I guess. Who knows? But no, I think that until I see it with my own eyes, I think Volkanovski should be favored in the spot as the better technical fighter who's able to get his reads. And if he gets knocked out early, so be it. But aside from that, I think the longer this fight goes, the more it favors Volkanovski, and the more he should be able to win this one of the cards. I picked Alex Volkanovski to win by 4 or 5 decision at plus 165. My best bet. I would be okay with a live entry. I'd be okay with him to win by decision in general. I think that as this fight goes on, he will have the pace upside. He will probably look to get him out of there late. Lopez is live early, but I think he's got a small window.
All right, Volk 4-5 decision plus 165. That is probably the best way to play Volkanovski there. Mushroom saying pipe the like button on site. I agree. Justice for Brady. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Diego will knock him out and then choke him out, and everybody will be super sad, but then not so much because we will have a new Chad champ. I come from the future. Trust me. There you go. This guy comes from the future, and apparently it is a Diego Lopez club and sub. Brady, just let Volk know when you see him at 314. I'll let him know. Absolutely. Who has the better haircut, Volk or Lopez? Got to be Lopez, right?
Oh yeah,
I like him. I like Lopez's haircut. Lopez is going to finish the sub that Ortega couldn't. Yeah, I was there live for that fight too. That Ortega Volkanovski fight was absolutely insane. I had Volkanovski by decision there, and it was like the biggest sweat I've ever seen. My only concern is, does Volk have one foot out of the door of his MMA career? Yeah, it seems like he's focusing on singing. Apparently he's doing some country songs, some rock songs I saw, so I don't know. Seems more interested in making cooking videos on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. It looks like he is prepared for this fight. It looks to be in incredible shape. All right, guys. So what we'll do now is we'll do a quick recap of these main card. Why isn't that? There it is. Okay, so the main card bets, and then we'll give our best bet for the fights. And if you hit your best bet, the profit's going to double. So say, for example, Gordo, your best bet is, Krillov KO1 plus 800. Instead of getting 8 units, you will get 16 units. So for the main card, Gordo is taking Krillov, KO1 plus 800. Yair Rodriguez by decision plus 140. Passing on the Silva fight, taking Michael Chandler by on the money line plus 130. And then taking Volkanovski 4-5 decision plus 165. Does all that look correct? And if so, what is your best bet for UFC 314?
It does look correct. It does look like we're cheating for some violence. And for best bet, let's go similar to last time. A few weeks ago, we gave you Torres round 1, and we'll go with some Krillov round 1. It pays out good, 16-1. You talked it up to me. This is your fault. We're cheering for this extra now. Sorry, Reyes.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the table. It's on the table. All right, let's go to Effie. You're taking Dominic Reyes on the money line plus 160. The Yair Rodriguez Pitbull over 2.5 rounds minus 145. Gene Silva by knockout plus 120. You're passing on the Chandler fight, and then you're taking Diego Lopez to win inside the distance plus 180. Does all that look correct? And if so, what is your best bet for UFC 314?
Yeah, it is all correct. And for my best bet, I'm going to go with there's going to be a shock, but I'm going with that first fight. Give me Nora Cornhole decision plus 150. Could go Mitch here at plus 700, but that's just too much of a long shot, So I'm going with a little bit something more safer here. Yeah, give me Nora Cornhole best bet decision plus 150.
Yeah, that's not bad to win 3 units there.
Right.
Nora Cornhole to win by decision. All right. It looks like we did it, guys. We're going to kick it around. Gordo, let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, love it. Hope you get your fair share of big booty Latinas and lawsuits on Alex Volkanovski, because that's what my life has come to, saying those things in a sentence. So you can find my work on the Plays and Fades YouTube channel. My full card breakdown, including DraftKings content, which is what I primarily do, is live on the channel there. And I do work for Brett Abley over at Establish the Run, where we do have some premium DraftKings content. You can check all that stuff out. Check out CoolBet. They're also raffling off some tickets to UFC 315 in Canada. I can't win, so you guys can have the tickets. I wish I did ask, and they said no. But anyways, I appreciate you talking some fights on a Wednesday. Happy to be here. Nice to meet you, Effie, there as well. And I wish you guys both the best of luck on your betting endeavors this weekend.
Heck yeah. Best of luck, Gordo. Thank you for coming on. Effie, let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, man. Again, thanks for having me on. Always fun to talk, fights with you guys. And I think someone commented earlier, Gordo's style of breaking down fights they like. And I agree, man. Both you guys have a very interesting way of breaking down fights. You guys are very analytic, and I just like watching you guys' content. So I really appreciate having me on. But yeah, Any Action Sportscast on YouTube and on Twitter. If you're into hockey, man, make sure you're following me on Twitter. I'm always talking about hockey. The playoffs are coming up. It's going to be super exciting. We're going to have a ton of money on those games. So yeah, Any Action Sportscast, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all that stuff. And yeah, thanks for having me on. Have fun at the fights, man. Great card to go to, and hopefully we see a lot of violence. So yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
Let's get it. Thank you for coming on, Effie and Gordo, and thank you to the chat for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. Do us a favor, like the video, subscribe. We typically go live every Saturday for some best bet. One of my favorite shows of the week, probably my top 3 live shows that I do. So betting breakdown video will be out tomorrow. Going to record that tonight, and I think that's about it. And then we got a week off next week. Then we'll be right back with another 4-week stretch. So yeah, lots of good things coming up. It should be a fun card. Enjoy the card, guys. Best of luck, and we'll talk to you later. See you later.